I want to show
Exactly.
this next one too, kind of just in contrast, because this is a queen right here.
Ah, yes, yeah. So this one, she was the first one to answer like this, and like I just said, funny enough, the older generation loved her answer. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was just kind of funny to see this.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
How are you doing?
No.
Are
How are you? I
uh,
haven't seen you in so long. What are you
I
doing?
don't know you, ma'am. Are you a returned missionary?
I am.
Where did you serve?
The Missouri Independence Mission.
Can I sit down next to you, please?
I actually have another meeting in 2 minutes.
Oh, good. This is gonna take 1 minute. If you could change one rule in the missionary handbook, what would it be?
Nothing.
You think it's perfect?
No. But I think it's of the 12 and it's of God. So I wouldn't change anything because I'm not an apostle and I have no authority to do so.
A great opinion. That's a great perspective. So you don't have a rule. You don't have a rule that you would like to add or take away that would overall improve the betterment of the work as a missionary.
No.
So you like it as is.
Yes.
You're the first person to say that today.
Thank
It's a
you.
very good
Thank
perspective.
you.
We'll be everywhere.
Don't
TikTok,
put this up.
Instagram, YouTube.
Don't you dare.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh my
It was a
god.
fun one. That was a fun one.
I love her. It's just so refreshing. Honestly, and I'm not like here to shame anyone who said like, "Oh, I wish this was different on missions," but I feel like it's refreshing to hear her perspective. I just feel like there's so many people who criticize the church and say like, "You guys are just being controlled, like you're being brainwashed, whatever." But just to hear her and her the logic and common sense behind her answer, and it's so true, it's coming from the quorum of the 12, which is coming from God. So of course, like she's like, it's not perfect, but that's okay.
No, I love that. I think what you said, I think if everybody has something to complain about, then I think you swing too far on the pendulum. I think people like that help keep balance. And I think it's very much needed for people with that conviction, to speak up. With that being said, I didn't go on a mission, so I feel like I don't have a say, period. So
Same.
either way it goes. No, well, even if you didn't serve a mission or not, there's good ways of going about spreading the gospel via social media, which you guys know, and then there's bad ways. But just to refer to this girl here, it is refreshing. It's good to see that she essentially, has faith that whatever the rules are, she's gonna abide by them because she just has that much faith. She's like, no, I don't think it's perfect at all. However, I'm gonna have faith that they have our best interest at heart. That's the message I got from this girl.
Yes. I love that. Anything else about like your experience interviewing students on BYU campus?
I'm gonna say it like this, right? And this is like from a non-student who's been on campus multiple times. Um, there are some really cool people on BYU. Okay, the ones that are gonna get the clicks, the views, all that are the ones that's making BYU look bad, right? Because it's an easy target, right? Christian school, Mormon school, LDS school, it's an easy target to get clips, right? So the biggest thing that I took away from going on campus is that there are good members, good kids, good people on this campus that the world is never going to see. Like they're just not going to, because none of these other people are finding them and putting them, in good light, if that makes sense. So that's my biggest takeaway.
Totally.
Retweet, retweet.
And I think not to take away though, because sometimes I see videos of students being interviewed and they don't know who the current vice president of the United States is. And like, again, I'm not here to shame anyone or to say that means anything about them, but I think sometimes BYU is a church school, right? So like, I feel like sometimes BYU students are put on like a pedestal and saying like this is like the ideal number and like looked at like they're perfect and it's hard to get into BYU and whatever. But I think it just goes to show like we're all human, we're all learning, and um sometimes things are said that I think maybe shouldn't be said or people should learn more about certain topics, but it's hard because like again, like you said, I feel like some people who are trying to put BYU in a negative light, they'll target certain people who they think will give them the answers that they want. And so, like you're saying, there's so many great people, smart, educated, like socially
Exactly.
like aware people at BYU who just aren't getting their moment to like there's so many students at BYU. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's just never judge
Yeah.
the whole school or the whole student body
Off
based
of
on
one
like
interview,
one
off of one
person.
clip. Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
funny you say that, because when I approach these students,
Uh-huh.
it's always the, oh, I'm scared I'm gonna get canceled. And it's sad, and it breaks my heart that, because I'm coming up to you, you don't know who I am, but because you've seen how the algorithm has portrayed your school, you immediately think I'm gonna come put you in a bad light. Like,
Yeah.
that sucks. But no, but like, they were kind of like the ones that were kind of hesitant at first. They're like, I don't know, what are you gonna ask me? I don't want to get canceled. Like, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure if I want you to post this. And that's totally fine, because people are shy and not camera ready, and that's totally fine. But it's the fact that they've been put in this light, or this
Mm-hmm.
certain kind of image to social media, they're scared to speak up or to say what's on their mind. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No,
Yeah, I think
totally.
that's a common theme that we'll probably run into is just the balance between accountability and grace. Because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, certain students probably do need to get exposed, but then to justify putting every single 40,000, 70,000 students into one category and making them look like a certain person, it's like, that's kind of extreme to do that. And so the grace, it's like, yeah, allow people to learn, and then accountability, there are certain people who need to be held to that accountability. But then again, you get caught in an echo chamber, and the only things that does get the clicks and the views are the things that spark people's emotions. A
Mm-hmm.
normal person isn't going to spark people's
100%.
emotions. I was watching Chicago Med is one of my favorite TV shows now, and every single episode is some 3 or 4 dramatic medical cases, and I'm like, man, I bet an emergency room is like that. And then you go research. It's like, no, it's just the only things that people would probably want to watch. No one
Yes,
wants to
yes.
watch a
Yeah.
normal, oh, I broke my elbow, got my elbow fixed. I'm going home. No, you have to watch the episode where the mom's having pregnancy complications and she's actually carrying her daughter's child because the daughter wants her to be a surrogate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like these dramatic, and that's how it is on social media. Nobody
Yeah.
cares about the
Right.
normal person. It's like the
Right.
absolute extremes are the only things we'll
Mm-hmm.
watch. So who
It's
knows? Maybe we're the
so
problem.
true.
Shoot.
It's us. Yeah. No,
It's
social
those
media
content
isn't real.
creators.
Yeah.